say drawn by the same forces as your other characters? What forces?
Oh, forces, I think, in a way, characters like in a film like I made called Mean Streets, or a Taxi Driver, the Paul Schrader script.
You talking to me?
Yeah, right. Raging Bull, for example, the Jake LaMotta character, even King of Comedy, certain characters in there where there's an element of self-destruction, which is a fascinating element to me, in which the character almost, when he gets something good, almost destroys himself for it. And what that fine line, what that balance is of a character eventually coming to terms with himself, him or herself, and eventually reaching some sort of peace with themselves.
Was this a Paul Newman or a Martin Scorsese film? And was that really hard for you with such a big star to sort of, and his idea and his previous character? Did you have to give up a lot of control?
No, you don't give up control. What it is that we decided to work together, and we decided to collaborate. And it's pretty much the same way I collaborated with Robert De Niro over the 4 or 5 pictures I made with Bob. But here, though, we're dealing with something else. Or a way I collaborated with Ellen Burstyn, for example, in the film called Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, which I did 1974-75, where we wanted to do something and shape a film around that character or that person, the persona of an Ellen Burstyn, the persona of a Paul Newman, and to have some fun with that.
Now, there was one review, which, you know, you're given the credit, I don't know if you want it, for, like, influencing MTV and Miami Vice, the use of heavy-duty music over the images.
Yeah, yeah. I do want it. I think I love music, and I guess if I hadn't been making films, I would be a musician, but I don't know. I really love music a great deal, but Mean Streets was the first film to, in a sense, plow through that area, that really put music up in the forefront. There was a film before that called Last Picture Show, which used music a similar way, but was a different kind of music. Since Mean Streets, I have always tried to make music another character in the film.
I was at a very interesting point in my filmmaking. I was completely locked out by that point.
What was the movie right before it?
King of Comedy. Very, very tough picture to make for me. And for the whole year of '83, I worked on Last Temptation. We were flying around the world, getting costumes, locations, casting, everything else. And then that was canceled 4 weeks before the end of the year. King of Comedy was listed by the end of the year, New Year's Eve. I remember on Entertainment Tonight, I happened to have it on, and I was putting on a tie to go to a dinner for New Year's Eve, and they said, and now the flop of the year. And
King of Comedy?
And the curtain opened, and there was King of Comedy. So what had happened during that period of time, King of Comedy was completely ignored, although it did receive a couple of good reviews.
Not by me.
No, I know.
It's a great movie.
And not from the British. The British loved it. So that New Year's Eve, not only was I, cast out of Paradise.
By Entertainment Tonight.
Yes. No, Entertainment Tonight finally, they did the final blessing, so to speak. Not only is your latest film complete laughingstock of Hollywood, where you couldn't get it made and everything, they spent millions on it already, and the plug was pulled at the last minute, but your last picture is the flop of the year. I came back to New York, and for some crazy reason, wound up living in the lofts downtown in Soho, or in Tribeca, actually. But in any event, at that point, it was kind of open again. I had to start all over again. I wanted Gangs of New York, and that couldn't get financed. I wanted Last Temptation. The plug was pulled. Nobody would go near me on it. So I had to start all over again. I was completely no money at all. I go back to the way I made pictures when I did Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, or even Taxi Driver, which was, Taxi was 45 days and nights shooting. New York, Raging Bull, and King of Comedy were 100 days shooting. And there were big crews and lots of lights. And can I go back? And I had met Michael Ballhaus, who worked with Fassbinder, and we changed the whole way of working. So for me, it was really learning how to make pictures again, and learning to shoot fast, and a sense of freedom.